wanted to go. You know, I had a daughter, and I didn't have time to like mingle. And then I went to Lehman. If you don't know, Lehman is a city college in the Bronx, and they're set up different. You know, they're not necessarily universities, big campuses. So most people that live, you know, most people that attend Lehman are commuters. You know, they have jobs, they have other things going on, so you don't really have time for a lot of activities and getting to know people. But I found that after college, peer pressure came in the workplace. You know, I kind of had to learn like how to set myself aside from everyone else. And the workplace is so interesting because when you are immersed in God and learning who you are in Christ, you don't tolerate foolishness. You know, like the old Amanda was okay with hanging out with this person and doing this at work, but the new Amanda, I was looking for friends that were like my friends in church. If they weren't like my friends in church, I didn't feel the desire to want to be around them because they didn't allow me to grow. They weren't filling me. So when it comes to friends and peer pressure, I can associate with somebody that's a non-believer, but truly I can't call you my friend. Because I personally, and this is just my walk, I am still learning to be a better Christian. And there's some areas where I'm weak, so I don't put myself in a position to consider you my best friend. So currently my best friends go to Light of the World Ministries. And if I find someone outside in my workplace that fits that criteria where they are setting themselves in the world, then I can consider you a close friend. But in my walk with God, I choose my friends careful because I have to guard my heart. Because as a Christian, I'm also a giver, I'm a lover, and I'm a type of person, I'll give you 100%. So that's not love that you can openly give to everyone, especially God's love. God's love is a love that a lot of people don't understand. It's a judge-free love. It's a unconditional love. And if you are a person trying to live Christ, you have to share that love, because I want people who are not of God to come to church. I want you to experience.
Can I ask you a question?
Oh,
because no, what you're saying, I hear you, but then I'm struggling a little bit because you're saying that God's love is a judge-free love and you want people to come to Christ, but at the same time you're saying, like, if you're not about that life at work, I don't want to associate with you. Like, I can't call you my friend. So then, like, are we kind of pushing people away from Christ if we do that?
What I think is, when you are in the workplace, and I mean love like, I'm going to help you do this assignment, or I'm going to help you, anything pertaining to work, kind of, sort of, like I'm going to give you 100%. But in terms of the love that I have with you or any one of you, it's not the same love I'm going to give to them just because I don't know them well enough, and it's a love that I have to guard, if that makes sense. No? It sounds confusing?
I hear you, but I feel bad, and maybe this is where we're just different, but not that I want to, like, be all up in the gossip that you're having at work, because I don't want to associate with that type of thing. But I also, from what I'm hearing, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is like you said, if they're not like my friends from church, then I don't want to be bothered with you. So it's like, yeah, I'm going to help you with that assignment if you need help. But other than that, like, I'm not going to talk to you about LeBron's new school. I'm not going to talk about the weather and how I just got soaking wet in the rain. Like, I'm just going to leave you right there because I can't be bothered with you because you're not a Christian, and I just can't. Like, it almost sounds to me a little like stush, like a little stuck up in a way. And I don't see Christianity like that. I feel like we love and we embrace all people from all walks of life, no matter what their background is like. But the way that we show our difference is not associating in the negative things that they're doing. And I didn't hear you say that. Maybe that's what you meant, but I didn't hear that, and I just kind of felt like, well, if I was on the other side, I'd be like, I don't want to be a Christian then. Like, that sounds like a real uppity, like, religion, and they can't be bothered with people who are a little bit different than them, and I don't want to be a part of that. And you know, this whole world is moving towards this system of inclusivity and, like, everyone, love is love, and all of these other types of themes that they have out there. And I feel like those things sound a lot like what the Bible talks about and what the Bible's trying to do, but in a different type of way. So I don't know. I just want to stop you and just ask that question because I don't know if you still feel that same way, like you still would disassociate yourself from those people, or if you're somebody who, you know, still wants to love them the same type of way.
Well, maybe I'm a little stuck up then.
It's always good to be honest with yourself.
That's the purpose of this panel. Like,
I think you know why? Because I don't think it's stuck up. I think that everyone is at a different level in their Christianity. And I'm in a place in my life where I'm keeping it guarded because I know that if I associate myself with those people and engulf myself with them, I'm not strong enough to pull myself out of it. So I am excluding myself from them until I'm ready and I feel confident to take them along on the ride with me, you know?
That's fair.
Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna break now. We're gonna well, not break, 'cause we can't go anywhere. No, I guess that's what we're gonna call it. Okay, commercial break. I'm gonna actually have DJ, Prince, and Danette come forward, and I'm gonna set up their area, so don't mind me. All right, so I kind of need you guys to be sitting where there's a paddle. So I know there's a whole row right here. If this back row can move right here for me, please. Thank you. Right here. I just need you guys to get a paddle, so come right here. All right, so I'm gonna come over here. So this game, speaking of which, Joe, we need to talk after because I feel like I need this lighting in my house for my little Snapchat. Okay, I'm trying to get off of Snapchat, but just in case I ever wanted to take a selfie, the lighting and we'll talk. Don't worry. For free at that, because we're brother and sister in Christ. You know how that goes. All right, so the game that we're going to play is called Two Lies and a Truth. My audience members, you guys are going to be the judge. The paddles that some of you may or may not be sitting on, that's what you're going to use to vote, okay? And make sure you stay true to yourself because I might lose count of who voted for what panelists. So you know who you voted for, all right? So I'm going to go ahead and introduce them again for those of you that just came in. And what's going to happen is someone up here is not telling the truth. More than someone. Two of these people are not telling the truth. So y'all have to figure out who's telling the truth and who's lying. And do not do it based off of how they look. Oh. Oh. I just heard DJ. I heard you get shouted out. I don't know. All right. So they're going to tell a story. One of the stories is obviously not going to be a story. It's actually going to be, their life story, I guess. All right? So
don't know why people are talking. Like, I'm the one who's talking. Like, I'm talking. I'm the one who's supposed to be talking, right? So, walking back, we got stopped by a couple cops. Usually, 4 black men, 4 black males. We didn't see anything of it. Cop is asking us, what's going on. We asked him, we're just coming from a party. One of the friends, it was 4 of us. It's always that one person, asking us, why are you stopping us? They're not really being respectful. They're not really seeing the authority at the moment. So, cop decided to, pull us aside, search us. One of them had a bag of weed on. We were pulled aside for questioning and whatnot. Luckily, we didn't get into handcuffs or anything, but the one who had the weed on him had to spend a night in jail. This was a Friday night, so you know what happens when you get arrested a Friday night. You don't get out till Monday morning. You don't get out till Monday morning because the judge is pretty much off, right? And I just want to, because we all have, the same stories, and just to say, sometimes you just have to be careful when you're rolling with certain people. You have to be mindful. You have to be careful, and you have to know if it's worth it or not. That's it.
So my story is pretty similar. It just wasn't in September. It was actually in July. I was coming from a barbecue, late night, had some friends. We all had some drinks, and we were in a car. It was actually 4 of us, 4 of my line sisters, and we were listening to some music really loud, and my car windows are really tinted, so I actually have the darkest tints that you can't have in Jersey, but it is what it is. And we got pulled over. I wasn't aware that any one of them had marijuana within their possession. Otherwise, I would have taken, of course, better precautions. But we got pulled over. We were all questioned. I ended up being handcuffed because I took the bait from my friend. And the reason why I took the bait was because I never had a record before, and she had already had too much on her plate. So me being the loyal person that I am, I said, you know what, I'll just say it was mine and call it a day. So I ended up being handcuffed. Thankfully, the officer was kind enough to let me go because I finesse, kind of talk myself out of things, and so he was really kind. But just to make a long story short, just be careful about the choices that you make, and you also don't want to project your lifestyle on others who are actually living a different lifestyle than you, because you never know if they'll also go down with you. So that's my story.
All right, so boom. So mine was in December, around my birthday time, and my friends decided to throw a party basically in the dorm. I lived in a on-campus house. So we decided to throw a party in the on-campus house. But we decided that we wanted to go get liquor in Canada because there's like a little liquor port there or whatever. So we decided to go there. So we went over the border to go get the liquor. This is my sophomore year, so I'm not 21 yet. So when you cross over to Canada, the legal age to drink is 19. So I'm legal there. So we got the liquor there, and now we decided that we were going to try to sneak it across the border. So we're coming back, and they stop us for questioning. Oh, why did you come to Canada, or whatever it was, and why are you going back so early, and so and so. So you can bring liquor back to New York. It's just a certain amount. And we were having a party, so we decided that we were going to get a lot. And so my windows are tinted, just like hers. So they decided to ask us to wind down all the windows. They asked us if there was any liquor in the car, and I told them no. And so they said, okay, everybody step out the car. So we all stepped out the car, and we went inside the office. This is customs. So we went inside the office, and they decided that they were going to question us. They're asking us all these questions, and I'm still lying because I'm thinking I can get away with it. I don't know why. But they have these things that can look through the car. So he showed me that he saw the liquor. And yeah, we all got cuffed when they took us out the car and walked us into customs. But I had to stay there for a night, and then they had to call my parents. They called the school to find out if I actually went to the school, and they released us the next morning. Took back all the liquor that we spent our money on, and we never got it back.
All right.
So
oh, there's more?
Nah.
All
So
right.
that just that's what they were saying. Just try to do the right thing. Be mindful of what you're doing. Be mindful of the people that you're hanging around with.
Okay. So Prince, how many people were in the car with you? Okay. Use the
Sorry.
mic.
I'm sorry.
All right. Dineth, how many people were with you?
There was 4 of us.
Oh, yeah. Do you have enough mics?
No.
Can I have a mic, please? Thank you. Here you go. And DJ, how many people were with you?
It was 4 of us. So
Okay.
3 people with me, so I made 4.
Okay, and now, did this happen in September, July, or January? Because I'm confused.
So I said September because, first of all, school starts in August in college, right?
Okay.
Well, it started, okay, well, maybe for some people it starts in August, but this one is early September. I would say probably September 3rd-ish weekend.
Okay.
You know.
So Dineth, this happened in July for you?
Yes,
And
it
I guess
happened
you weren't in school.
in July in the summertime. You know, everybody want to have a good time after a barbecue, cookout. You know, there's always an after party, after wave. So that's where we were heading, actually.
DJ, I don't even know if you chose a month. What? You said December?
December.
Y'all
Around
really
my
all
birthday.
chose a month? Okay, so December? Okay. All right.
We're trying to give you a visual.
Thank you. I'm really appreciating this. So what color were you wearing that day?
I like to dress up.
Okay, that's not a color.
So, you know, I had my favorite shoes on.
Also not a color.
I'm getting there,
Okay.
right? So I had a nice button-down shirt, you know, a nice Ralph Lauren pony on my side. All right, it was a white
Prince,
shirt.
what
a white
color
button-down.
were you wearing?
I had blue jeans on, and I had, you know, some Converse on.
Thank you. Because you couldn't even choose a color. All right, Dineth, what color were you wearing?
I actually don't remember, but something summery and cute.
Okay,
So
DJ, what
romper,
color were you wearing?
Well, color of what? Because I wasn't just wearing one color throughout my whole body, so
Oh, okay.
depends.
All right.
But I was wearing a jacket.
I just want to say that September 3rd, 2012 was a Monday, and it was Labor Day.
All right, I'm caught.
But wait, even
You guys don't
He
have
was-
titles, but yes,
but
we're
that doesn't. He was away for school, and if it's Labor Day, we're off, which makes it better for us to have a party that day anyway.
Yeah,
we about to find out.
yeah, and also school usually starts after Labor Day.
Exactly.
So.
All right. All right. So,
You did good though.
and do you guys want to give your reasonings as to why you think they're lying? I'll choose 3
Please do.
people. Okay. All right. So, can I have 3 volunteers?
Don't all raise your hand at the same time.
Because you might get chose. Okay, Dorothy.
DJ might be telling the truth. I went to UB. I know he probably went to Canada because you can't drink at New York if you're under 21. Prince might be telling the truth. Danette, you can't take this blame for your friend. I mean, that's too much risk, so you might not be telling the truth.
Thank you, Dorothy.
One
Can
thing,
I have,
though.
Can I have another volunteer? Uncle? I have another volunteer? All right, Ephraim.
Okay, so I've come to this conclusion. DJ is telling the truth because he is right about the Canada then. I have friends. Danette, that's the name? Danette? Danette, okay. Yeah, Danette, I feel like she's telling the truth. Prince, you always chatting. Yo, Prince always lying. So I feel like he's lying. Like the sequencing, like it just felt a little off. I don't know. Yeah, so stop lying.
Okay, so I think DJs is true because I'm not, huh? Oh, well, I feel like DJs has an element of truth to it because I know that his windows are tinted and that he said that a lot of crazy things happened while he was at UB, so I think that's true. I mean, Prince almost had me, but then he said that he likes to get dressed up and then he tried to come up with a whole outfit, and I don't think that when you're in the heat of the moment like that, you would remember stuff like that, you know? So I think he's capping it. And Danette, Zai, like, she said she was calm, and but yeah, I think that she might also be telling the truth. So I think that Prince is lying, but the other two I'm not sure.
Okay, I think the lady Danette, yeah, she's telling the truth because some teenagers can be that. Excuse me to say stupid, to take a so she's telling the truth. And DJ is telling the truth too. But this guy, Prince, first of all, you said that you were walking from the party to the dormitory back, right? And then you said you were pulled over. That means you were in a car, right? So I don't know which one to believe. You were walking from the party to the house, to your dormitory, and then you were pulled over by the police. So that right there tells me that you are not telling the truth. Okay.
So do you guys have any final defenses?
Well, just saying, you can get pulled over while walking. It's possible.
Okay.
You don't have to be in a car to get pulled over.
Okay. All right, so now we're going to...
Let's hear from them.
Oh, y'all have an opinion? Okay. All right, so now we're going to use the paddles. Everyone who thinks that... Can I see your paddles? Do you guys know what the paddles are? Yes. All right, so if you think that Danette is telling the truth, raise your paddle. Okay. If you think that DJ is telling the truth, raise your paddle. Y'all gonna vote for everybody?
Everyone.
Let's start over. You can only vote once. You said what? You could do more than one? Okay. All right. So you can vote as many times, and we'll just see whoever has the least. Okay. All right. Now, if you think the game is called Two Lies and a Truth. All right. So, if you think that Prince is telling the truth, raise your paddle. These are the two people that you need to get their phone numbers, and you need to keep in touch with them all the time, because apparently they believe in you. They want to fight for you. All right. So let's go back to these two so I can get a better consent, because clearly Prince had the least amount of votes. So if you think that DJ is telling the truth, raise your paddle. Okay, if you think that Danette is telling the truth, raise your paddle. Okay, so you guys believe that DJ is the one that's telling the truth, and Danette and Prince are lying. Okay. Panelists, who's the person who's telling the truth, please stand up. All right. So
I just want to know, because really all of y'all just raised up y'all paddles. How did y'all really know that it was me?
All right, so Dorothy said because she went to UB.
Uh-huh.
What else? You guys can say it louder since you don't have a mic. Yes. Oh, she already knows vibes. She said she knows buff.
Wow. Albany's worse. And
yes.
Well, as you were telling the story, it seemed like you was reliving the moment. Like you was in it again. And Danette is my girlfriend, so I never heard that story. And I don't think she's taking a charge for anybody. You know what I mean? Just gotta keep it real.
Yeah.
And he was going back and forth with his stories, so it's hard to follow. If something traumatic like that happened to you, you know what happened from start to end. So that just swear.
Thank you. All right. So yes, Prince.
No, but it did happen. Well, no, what I said was it did happen.
This is part of it.
Weed wasn't a part of it. I don't remember the date. I just threw a date out there. A cop did stop us. The party wasn't walking distance. Nobody got arrested. I knew one guy had a dime on him. He just didn't search us.
And very similar to my story, it actually did happen. I just didn't take the bait. I said, yo, you... I mean, I could bail you out, but...
So he had the real truth. We just had a bunch of lies, yeah.
But part of me, like, I like to keep it real. And some of my fellow buddies over there know I like to keep it real, so that's probably what really gave it away. So, yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. The only way Ephraim knew is because he tried to go to Canada too, but he left his passport at home.
I just gotta say one thing. I don't care how tight I am with you. I ain't taking no blame for nobody. You stupid. Get out of here with that. He did it.
Hello. All right. So we're going to continue, and we're going to invite... You want to sit down here? Either or. So DJ, if you want to resume your position back up there. And Tati. Yes. All right, so you can sit right here. So we're going to invite Tati, Anna. And we're going to go. You guys can stay. And then DJ, you can go back up top. Now, I'm going to give you guys this mic because it's a little bit louder than, sorry to do it with my left hand. All right. So far, you guys have seen quite a few of our panelists share their life stories. At the end of the day, we all have our stories. And pretty much today, if you are just joining us, we're just going over questions that we may or may not have, but we might be too afraid to ask our parents or ask our pastors. So this is the time. Like, at the end, we're going to see if you guys have any questions for us, but this is just us being real with one another, being real with you, because most of you, we grew up with you. But it's like you would never know our stories because we're not just going to come Sunday morning and be like, guess what happened? Like, we're not going to do that. So, and I know you guys are not going to come up to us like, so what happened October 3rd, 2014? Okay? So right now, just take this into consideration. I know everybody's getting older and everybody kind of wants to do whatever they want, but just kind of hear us out and hopefully you learn something from these next few questions. All right. So, we're going to talk about forgiveness. And me personally, I already know when somebody wrongs me, it's only Jesus that can really save them, because at this point, I'm not forgiving you. I'm not speaking to you. I might even block you. But then I have to go to church on Sunday morning, and then it's a whole nother subject, because I'm sitting here talking about, yes, Lord, and I'm singing all these songs, and it's like, but on my heart, I have a feud with someone, and I'm not trying to forgive them. So my next question is, how can I forgive those who sin against me? And Tati, I'm probably going to start with you since you haven't said anything yet.
Hello. So I didn't get to introduce myself. I'm Tatiana. I guess I'll say what school I went to as well. I graduated from the University of Pennsylvania last year, so I'm fresh out of college. Okay, so I have, we made eye contact because I recently had a discussion about this. And I feel like it's harder, so I'll just give you guys a little background to like my most recent and most difficult situation